Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for serious-minded people. This is not your typical tarot reading. I've done tarot for over 20 years. I do not believe tarot predicts anything. Once in a while, you'll get a lucky read, a lucky guess. That's not the power of tarot for me. The power of tarot for me is potential. You have an energy, you have a frequency. Does it resonate with you or doesn't it? In this historic time, and it is historic, because if you take recorded history, which goes back 7,000 years, yes, I know there's more history beyond that, and that we don't have much information about, just artifacts. But where we do have information and artifacts, the last 7,000 years, at no point have human beings been in a position to destroy themselves, to kill humanity. In fact, there are people like Bill Gates, the Georgia, whatever Stones they call them, I can't, and other people, Klaus Schwab, say we have to get rid of 90% of the people on the planet right now. We got to do it before now in 2050. So it's not simply a question of dodging bullets. Yet let's not get into a nuclear destruction phase kind of a thing. Let's not let the robots take everything away from our humanity. Let's not poison ourselves for no reason. This is all planned. It's all planned. And the goal is to do what Bill Gates, the Georgia Guidestones, Klaus Schwab, and others have said. Get rid of 7.5 billion people off the planet now within the next 20 years. Get them out of here. We don't want them. And it's kind of interesting because they can come at us from so many different directions. And they're doing exactly that. So this is a reading for people who see what our world is like, who clearly see what our world is like, and are willing to confront the image, the idea, the challenge. I'm not doing lollipops and rainbows kinds of things. The true value of doing tarot, and I've done it for over 20 years, focus, help you manifest, help you create the pictures in your head. I don't give a damn about the computer, the desktop, the smart, I don't care about that stuff. That's all interference, and it's all meant to take your mind away, your ability to create. That's the one thing that keeps us away from and gives us an edge on the robots. That's our ability to create. We're prescient. We're self-aware. We can take pictures, put them in our head, make some sort of scenario, some sort of story, and then in time, it will manifest in our life. Sometimes it's immediately, sometimes it's years, whatever. And frankly, we do manifest all the time, but it's usually negatively because that's the way we're programmed. How many times in your life have you said, "Oh, geez, oh man, I don't want to meet that person. I don't like to. I don't want that job. I don't," and it happens. That's negative manifesting. So you have the capacity, you have the ability. We all do. But the goal is to keep us away from it. So they throw up all kinds of bullshit in our life, all kinds of commercials here, buy this car, buy this house, do this, do materialism. So that it gets away from your humanity, your spirituality. It takes you away from your core self. And as it has been stated, man cannot serve two masters. It's either God or mammon. We've chose mammon. We made the wrong mistake. I don't know if that made a wrong mistake. Should we make another mistake? Well, you get the idea. We made a mistake. Let me clear it up. We chose poorly. And now we have a whole group of people on the planet who are realizing on some level, holy shit, this is a scam. I have all these things, but I'm not happy. Plus, there's the psyops They're constantly changing the game board. Now we got terrible weather, we got problems with the economy, we got this, we got that, we got that. Everything's to keep you preoccupied. This is a reading that is trying to focus your imagination because you got the power. But again, you have to keep in mind that tarot is the science of potential. Now, for 50 years, that's 50, I have done astrology and numerology. And yes, those are predictive to a degree because they operate with cycles. You know the cycle, you find out when it starts or wherever the hell you are in the cycle at a given point. You can extrapolate the next time it hits this point, this kind of energy, not necessarily this kind of an event, but this kind of energy will manifest again. And we're seeing it now. 250 years ago, the planet Pluto, powerful planet, long ways away, takes 250 years roughly to go around the solar system. 250 years ago, Declaration of Independence, the American Revolution. Coming up July 4th, 2026, a year and a half, Pluto's in the same spot. It's already here. It's so far away, it takes a long time to move, but we're feeling the effects of same. And with that in mind, you begin to get a sense of what needs to be done and why I take this so seriously with you. This is not lighthearted. And people who tune in on a day-to-day basis, because I do a brand new read every day, 365, people who tune in on a daily basis know that I take it very seriously. And my goal is to inspire you to manifest. Because, folks, that's what it's going to come down to. Individual choices. If somebody hasn't become aware of what's going on in the world, if they still deny it, they're going to continue to deny it. They're psychopathic. Don't even waste your time with them. Don't even waste your time. It's negative energy. You can't convince them. You won't convince them. They're idiots. They're trapped in a mind meld with themselves. They're out. So what you have to do is start with you. Be positive. That's tough enough. Then, once you develop some sort of a level of positivity, even a little bit, now you start to manifest positively, not negatively. And then when you shine your light, it will help somebody next to you, encourage them to shine their light, and then somebody else, and somebody else, and somebody else. We're at a point where I believe that revolution on some level is inevitable. The system is so corrupt, so big, so all-encompassing, and has such a head start on us that I don't think any one administration or any small group of people, no matter how powerful, can make a difference. Maybe they can nudge us, but in the end, I think it will take some level of revolution. It could be deciding that you're not going to be part of the system anymore. I could see it, for example, in the United States. The United States being divided up into regions. You got some East Coast states, you got some West Coast states, you got the middle of the country. I could see Canadian provinces, or their equivalent of states, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, the ones in the middle, prairie states, joining the American prairies. Official, unofficial, I don't know. But I can see the world divided into two categories. The tech types, who are the clones, the bots, they're the Borg. Resistance is futile. And then I see the other people living out on the farm, natural, giving themselves the power, growing their own food. With that in mind, let me go to the meme for today because it fits. Didn't mean to say that, but here we are. The meme for today says, when you give somebody the power to feed you, you give them the same power to starve you. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Yes, I know there's some farmers who can continue on. God bless them. But for the most of us, 90%, maybe more, you shut down the stores, within a week, people are going to be insane. And you can do that easily because we're all linked into the same power grid. All you got to do is flip a switch. That's why they want us on electric cars, electric furnaces, electric this, electric that. All they got to do, the algorithm, click, you're out. You got no power. What are you going to do now? No car, no lights, no nothing. All I got to do is flip a switch. In fact, there are a lot of luxury car companies right now that are selling some of their luxury features in their cars as monthly fees. They want to keep sucking the money out of you. So they got, we got to, if you don't pay the fee this month, we'll turn your electric seats off. We'll turn your air conditioning off. And they can do it. Some guy in New York City can find some expensive car in the middle of America. One flick of a switch, no power seats, no power windows, the car won't start. That's what they want. So when you give somebody the power to feed you, you give the same power to them to starve you. And we're not just talking about food. We're talking about our spirit. We're talking about our emotion. We're talking about our humanity. Tough stuff. Let's get to the reading. Middle card is the Oracle card. Kind of gives us a feel for where we're at. Yin. Feminine energy. Number up in the left-hand corner is 2. 2 is always making a decision, and that's where you're at right now. You're making a decision. Which way are you going to go? Because we're at that point. You can't walk away from it. You can't back away from it. You can't ignore it. I'm telling you, within a couple of years, we will know where the hell we're going. Good or bad, we're going to know. Right now, we still have some juice to be able to affect that outcome. That's why I want you to manifest positive, manifest. Give yourself the power, not somebody else. So the card is yin, means a decision. Doesn't mean action. It means that just making the decision is enough to begin to make the change. Card all the way to the left, 10 of Wands. Wands are positivity, enthusiasm, joy, gratitude. Really being tapped into life. But the 10 of Wands says, I'm not so tapped in, at least not to the game. I'm not going to play their game anymore. I'm chucking it. I'm giving it. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overworked. Busting my ass, and what am I getting? Nothing. Farther and farther and farther behind. Well, you gave somebody the power to feed you, in a manner of speaking, and they now have the power to starve you. Next card over is the 8 of Swords. Swords are thoughts, ideas, beliefs. The 8 of Swords talks about restriction, limiting belief, feeling powerless. But you look at the card, ain't nothing holding this gal back except her choosing to be blind, choosing to be a victim. You see the swords around her? These are things that are true. She's blind to them. Doesn't want to see them. Doesn't want to do anything, in fact. All she has to do is free herself from those bonds. She's got a sword back there that looks like it's kind of cantered. Maybe she could cut her bonds. It's possible. When she did that, she could take off her blindfold, but she doesn't do it. She's a victim. When you give someone the power to feed you, you give them the same power to starve you. You get it? Next card over is the 5 of Pentacles, our value system. We want things, bigger houses, bigger cars, bigger, which keeps you in debt, which keeps you in control, which means you're giving them the power to feed you and the power to starve you. And he realizes it. He realizes it. And because his head is in his hands, he can't see the lantern. He can't even see the light. There's no hope. His phony value system has let him down, and he knows it. And the final card is a 4 of Swords. This is where you need to step back. We got some interesting astrology coming up. Next week, we've got the eclipse. That's going to be powerful. We got Mercury retrograde, Mars retrograde. Between now and the middle of April, don't make a damn decision. Be the four of Swords. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Observe what's going on around you, so that you can make a decision. But don't step in the puddle. So for the next 6 weeks or so, just stand back, observe. That will be your biggest challenge. Just to observe. The yin card. Number 2, make a decision. You going to continue to give them the power to feed you so they can starve you, or are you going to feed yourself? You know, it's the old expression. You know, you give a man a fish he eats for a day, teach him how to fish he eats for the rest of his life. That's what we're talking about. We have given that up. And then we bitch about the results. Well, they're doing this. You gave them the power, baby. You said, here, come on, abuse me. I'm a simp, I'm a wimp, go on. The next 6 weeks, the eclipse, Mercury retrograde, Mars retrograde, just sit back, observe. The biggest challenge will be to stay awake, to stay alert, and pay attention. I wish you well. That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another Tao Manifested reading. Hope you're here with me. Look forward to it. I do it every single day. I hope you're here. Between now and the next time we do get together, however, peace and blessings.